We are live. Chat. Here Now Livestream. Number 15. Going strong. Gratitude, 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 gratitude. Louie, you're back. Welcome back to Here Now Livestream. How are you feeling today? Life Thoughts Shared. How's it going? Welcome back. Thank you for moderating. Jashawn, what's up, King? How you doing? How's everyone feeling? I'm feeling quite lovely. I've had some powerful meditation sessions today. Beautiful. Beautiful. Such a reminder. Such a reminder. We are beyond the busy mind. The mind goes everywhere. When you give yourself that moment to meditate, you watch it, you give it awareness. Truly, it fades. It fades. And what's left is the here and now. What's left is awareness. I cannot get over. It's such a powerful practice of being in observation of your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, behaviors. It's a powerful practice. Just Sean, feeling awesome. Feeling awesome. Much love. Louie, well, thank you. Thanks to the previous live stream. You know, Here Now Livestream. It's a beautiful experience. It's an enlightening experience. Thank you, Louie. This really shows that the space is doing what it is intended to do. So glad to see you back again. Yo, I'm feeling lighthearted. Life thoughts shared. I feel you, King. I feel you. I feel you. I'm feeling lighthearted too. Man, feeling just so grateful. So much expansion within perception. Today we're talking self-doubt, man. Self-doubt, man. When we can just recognize it, when we can just observe it, simply observe it. It's so small compared to what the mind made it out to be. The conditioned mind, I might say. Because one thing I definitely want to emphasize is that our mind is not our enemy. We just got to give it a little TLC, a little tender love and care. We just got to show it the ropes, you know. There's this quote by Eckhart Tolle. He says, the mind makes a terrible... How does it go again? Where did I write it down? Hold on. I gotta share it. Trenzetta, welcome back to Here Now live streams. I'm grateful for this space. Much love. This space is grateful for you. Grateful for you. The mind is a great servant, but a terrible master. When you observe the mind, you will see what a great servant it is. As you start to use it, it stops using you. Boy, do we break free. Does anyone have tea today? Maybe some kombucha? Any drink of choice that you might be drinking or just having while here and Here Now live stream? Right here I put the peppermint and this throat coat tea. I mixed it in this little, it's cool. Very interesting, but it's cool. And it's helpful because I definitely talking quite a bit on here. So it's helpful. I also think I figured out how to make sure Queen over there stays chill. I just give her a little snacky snack. Let's see what happens. Sean, for some reason I'm drinking coffee at 7 p.m. For some reason, I have no idea how this coffee landed in my coffee mug and no idea how I'm drinking it. And it's 7 p.m. But we're here. Enjoy that coffee, Sean. Anything interesting happen this week for anyone? Interesting. You can share a high, you can share a low, whatever it might be. This is a great time to just chat it up. Just a little. Share a little something. Maybe a quote you really like or something you heard someone say that really resonated with you. Whatever it might be. Share with the chat. I'm sure some of us, or even all of us, could probably use that. See if I set an intention for myself to, within my day-to-day, my schedule, to finally balance out how I spend my time, the way I spend it, mixing it with work and meditation, breath work throughout the day. And I would say for me, major breakthroughs and seeing my intentions being realized, all with just putting one foot in front of the other, meaning one step at a time, creating goals and intentions that are reachable, ones that when I write down, I know I'm going to do it, like without a doubt. And I have felt major breakthroughs with that. Feeling gratitude. That's something interesting, I feel like. And it's huge because it sets a foundation for this entire year. It's January. I feel that it's important to have a healthy relationship with your day-to-day schedule, your day-to-day routine. Your day-to-day life will be most fulfilling, very productive, and just rewarding in the moment, not in the end, not when you finish, in the moment. Life Thought shared, my sister and brother are hacking a school's grading system right now. What? Yo, where were they when I was in school? I needed them. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Is it a university or like a high school? Listen, you can do anything these days on the internet. Jaden, good to see you back. Hope all is well. It's hard to catch your lives because of the time. I've been watching your lives once they are saved, so that's why I'm rarely here when you're live. Not to worry. I'm so glad you watch them when they're recorded and saved. Thank you for being a part of the experience, Even if you may not be live in the chat, still a part of the experience. So glad you're watching it. Yeah, I hope you've been well too. I hope your creative endeavors have been fun. Hope you've been finding new ways to create, share, and express yourself. It's so funny, like talking about creating, sharing, and expressing yourself, like on a personal level, this space has been that for me. I encourage everyone here to find an outlet. It doesn't matter what it looks like, but an outlet for your creative expression. There's so much to be learned. So many things you can try. You could just practice. A space where you don't feel like you need to master something, or you don't feel like you need to achieve or accomplish, but simply just express in the moment and see what arises in the moment. And ultimately, in the end, it's funny. It's like you do end up mastering what it is that you're doing because of the consistent practice, because daily you're putting yourself in the space, or at least consistently you're putting yourself in that space. So you're watering the seeds of your intention. So I most definitely encourage everyone to find some form of an outlet to let your creative expression release. Let your inner child release itself in there. Okay. It's for a furthering education online portal. Furthering education. So to me, that sounds like after high school, right? Furthering education. That's so interesting. Hacking, oh my gosh, that's crazy. You know those moments when you're in school, grade school, and you just wished that someone can go and maybe even just erase all of the teachers' grades? I remember those days, man. I mean, you know what? I made it out alive. Honestly, I did well in school. I make jokes. We all have our opinions on school, you know, how it should be shifted and changed and more personalized to fit each student. I was a pretty good student just because that was my personality. My rebellious self came out like high school, senior year, a little bit more. Definitely. I started to be a little bit more rebellious. That's when the journey really started for me. I was prepping myself like freshman year, sophomore, junior, senior year. Psh. So funny. Jaden, my day-to-day, I'm still trying to get actual sleep together as well as actually figuring out time in the day to create all while working and then getting home to do what I need to do and get ready. Work again for the next day. I'm still trying to figure out the me time in my days. Yeah. That is... play with it, you know? I find that is I feel like a theme in a way for those who are around me. So I wonder if that, you know, that's just the energy that's in the air that is encouraging us and influencing us to really make time for ourselves, for our creative endeavors. I can tell you that sometimes we think we need more time to complete certain things. Like, let's say you have a creative project or you're, something. A lot of the things we do don't require as much time as we think. And if we just put an hour in or 30 minutes in or 20 minutes in, and then we do it again and again and again, there is a form of consistency, and that consistency gives you more confidence. It gives you more security. It makes you feel more fulfilled. It's like, oh, I did this yesterday and I want to build again and again. I see how this is growing and building, and there is this natural inclination, life force energy moving through you, your intuition really flowing and expressing itself. So yeah, I would say figuring out your schedule, creating a plan for yourself day to day is it's like a dance. It's like a dance. As long as you set the intention to do so, it'll come out. You're doing great. You're doing great. Sleep is honestly, make sure you get sleep. All right. Sleep is epic. It's great. Record your dreams. All right. We definitely need our sleep. Life Thought Shared. After college for career/job things. Gotcha. Yeah. Interesting. Oh, you work in the schools? That's cool. I worked in the schools too. I was a speech language pathologist in the schools. The kids were good. I worked in a middle school. I was very lucky. That middle school that I worked in, those kids were really good. I didn't really have issues. They were so well behaved. Yo, I def need more sleep. Life Thought Shared. Yeah, get that sleep. Get that sleep. Honestly, it's such a recharge, like throughout the day. Because whenever I hear the hustle culture of like no sleep, I'm like, y'all are crazy. I know y'all aren't happy. You might project it to be. You know what? I don't know either. I was watching this this video, and it said something about like how women need more sleep than men, because there's like men are working off of like testosterone, something like that. I don't know it fully, all right? And then like we as women, we're constantly processing things and like certain hormones and things like that. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter your biology. Honor your sleep, all right? Meditate, do some breath work. I'll tell you every time. Meditate, breath work throughout the day. Oh, game changer. Game changer. Game changer. Can you share that journal you suggested last time? Was it the Passion Planner? Sean, I think it was a Passion Planner. I got you on that Passion Planner. I actually just gifted Life Thought Shared with that Passion Planner, yo. We're freaking... I think this right here, there's different ones. It's a Passion Planner. This is an extra. I got this as extra. This doesn't come with it. You have to order it. This is the Passion Planner. And this is how it looks inside. And if you go on their website, you can download. They have a PDF version. You can download this, so you don't have to necessarily buy it, but I highly recommend you buy it. Yesterday they had a flash sale for like 50% off, so the planners were like $26. And yeah, oh, it's great. I've been using this since I graduated college. I don't remember. In college, I got a free planner, so I didn't even know about the Passion Planner, and I think the Passion Planner was created like a year before I graduated or something like that, so it was fairly new. But definitely once I was in grad school, I was using this. And then even once I left grad school, I was still using this. Like when I was creating content, I kept using this. I'll tell you and by the way, I'm not sponsored by them, but I'm just, you missed the sale. Oh, it's not going on still. I'll tell you, Sean, though, it's still worth it. It's still worth it to get it. I didn't get this one on a sale. I was able to get Life Thought Shared it on a sale. What I like about it is that it has the day of the week. It talks about your focus, so you can choose what your focus is. Good things that happen, so it's like gratitude. You practice your gratitude, and I put the good thing that happened, and then I put the date. And then these little parts right here is the time. So each day you can say like what you're doing at what time. It's really nice. And then this part is the space of infinite possibilities. So you can write whatever you want here. Like, you know, I have this. The blue is my self-care, meditation, breath work. And this is when I work on life purpose stuff. Anything in yellow. I just did that this week. It comes with stickers. Look at that, y'all. Yo, this is it, y'all. This is it. This is a game changer right here. It allows you to visually see what you're doing throughout the week. So, highly recommend. And this one's the bigger one. They have a medium-sized one and a small one. I honestly recommend the medium size. This one's kind of big. Like, it's pretty big. But if you like the big ones, it's cool. But I do recommend the medium. The small one's a bit small. So if you don't feel like you need like a whole bunch of space, then grab the small. But I think the medium is pretty good. I really like this too. They have different ones. They have black, gold, pink, different patterns. It's solid, man. I've tried a lot of journals. I've tried a lot of planners, and no planner has satisfied me like the Passion Planner. Because some planners are too much. Like, I open it and they're like, yo, what's your 20-year plan? Like, what's your, like, it's crazy. And it's like, I guess for me, it's like certain things aren't that necessary. It was asking me a lot of other stuff, and I was like, I don't need this. It's too much. Just give me my weekly, day-to-day, month-to-month, out yearly, you know, things like that. But yeah. Louis, I struggle with sleep a lot and really dislike routine in any part of my life. I feel you on that, Louis. I remember I was really routine wasn't something I liked because it felt boring to me. It felt redundant. It felt like surface. And for me, I needed depth to my day. And I would say if you don't like routine, at the very least, like, if there's something you like to do it every day, but it doesn't need to be at the same time, if that makes sense. Like, that's one of the, once you start having a sense of consistency, I think routine really became a priority to me when I had more responsibility. So this is how I feel when it comes to routine, when it comes to consistency in life, is that purpose plus responsibility, you'll start seeing yourself be consistent. You'll start finding that, like, routine isn't something that you need to, like, dislike. Like, it doesn't need to be boring. Like, you can actually really, like, find depth in it. And a lot of times too, it's not what you do, it's how you do it, you know. So me inviting meditation and breath work into my day-to-day allows me to be very present and aware in what I do. And so joy flows through me with what I do. So it doesn't matter, you know. I would say start off with one thing, like start off with breath work and meditation daily. You don't have to do it the same time every day. You could do it whenever you feel like it. And then it goes from there, you know. Very helpful. I had a client who was the same. She did not care for routine, and we worked together, and I was like, all right, I need to go back to like ground zero. And I was like, all right, she needs a purpose. Like, once you find something you like doing, you genuinely enjoy, you genuinely feel fulfillment, then you start looking at your life and you're like, all right, what can I do to organize it so I can continue to build? And ultimately, a routine gets started. But I could tell you, I didn't like routine because of school. Like, because I was forced into a routine rather than it being my choice. You know, it's like when I left grad school, before that, I didn't like waking up at 6:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock a.m. in the morning. But when I left grad school and I started self-educating myself, I started reading myself, doing things that I loved waking up early. I loved grabbing a book, a cup of tea, watching the sunrise in the morning. I loved it because it was my choice and I didn't feel like I was tethered to anybody else or things like that. So yeah, a lot of times our relationship with routine has to do with like it not being our choice or us feeling like we're locked in. But yeah, it's purpose and responsibility. Substitute teacher. This is my 5th school year subbing. I've done pre-K through 12th, but now I prefer middle and high school. Substitute. Okay. You prefer middle and high school? The little ones are a little much, huh? It's funny. Yeah, I worked in a middle school. It's nice. They're so sweet. I remember feeling like, nervous about working in a middle school because I was like, oh man, are they going to be like mean because they're just hitting puberty and they're just finding out that they can be more autonomous and they're finding out they can have their own opinions. Like, what does that mean? But when I worked, I was like, oh, you guys are so sweet. You're just little babies. Like, I love them. Ronan, namaste. It's good to see you back here once again. Much love, much love. Trenzetta, yes. Personally, I love a good routine. I feel like humans are creatures of habit and routines. Some serve our higher self and some don't. I feel that. Like, I feel that. There was a moment within my life experience where I was so out of routine that I felt this urge and inclination to be like, I need one. And in there is so like you say, like humans are definitely creatures of habit and creatures of routine. And this, when we talk about conscious manifestation and manifesting, it requires that healthy relationship with day to day. And often it's the healthy relationship with our habits and healthy relationship with our routines that allows us to be those master manifestors, because we're really feeling energy in the moment. Right? Especially when you feel passion for what you do, love for what you do. It doesn't matter if you're feeling joy in the moment, right? It's easier to have energy to do, to act, to be, for sure. I've been waking up early my entire life, honestly, for school. Yeah, for sure. Waking up early is, I love it. I would definitely say I'm a rising person, a morning person. I do enjoy. There's something about being awake early and also being awake before everyone else. It's very interesting. It's like, especially like, you know, in the rising, I go to yoga in the morning. In the rising, morning rising, same thing. And it's nice, like, getting up and like starting my day with yoga, and sometimes like not seeing so many people on the street. Sometimes everyone's going to work though, but like let's say Saturdays and Sundays and most people are in and I'm out about to go to yoga, the streets are clear. I'm like, yeah, this is nice, you know. I used to also get up early to watch the sunrise on the beach. I haven't done it in a while. I'll do it again soon. But it's nice too, like when you have to get up before everyone and your drive to work, there's no one in the road. Oh, it's so peaceful. When I was working in the schools, I would have to get up and the roads were clear. And I can say that my ride to work was solid. Like, there's nothing like having that kind of solid, like clear ride to work versus all the traffic. It takes a lot more just awareness and consciousness to, you know, not feel so overwhelmed by all the cars and stuff. But yeah, you did miss the sale, Sean. There we go. Make sure you grab one. Definitely grab one. You'll like it. Louis, I think it's because I always like spontaneity and I associated routine as something unnatural and robotic, but I understand that we are habitual and can be changed. I understand that. I shared that same perspective. I feel like that's all a part of the journey. Like, continue, like I would say, honor your feelings, because when you honor how you're feeling at the moment, it allows you to I would say be more aligned with yourself and really create your day-to-day and how you like it, right? Because it's interesting, like in routine, spontaneity can exist. Like routine and spontaneity don't have to be polar opposites. Like even in my routine, there's a lot of spontaneity. There's a lot of unexpected ideas that arise, events that arise. They don't have to be separate, you know? Yeah, and also it can definitely feel robotic when it's like I said, going back to, if there's not much joy in what you're doing, it does feel robotic because there's no depth. That it lacks feeling. It's surface, So sometimes it can come down to maybe it's the type of routine. Maybe it's that your spirit wants to put its energy in other things, and that's when it comes down to, once again, meditation, breath work, coming back to the self and asking, what sets my soul on fire? Or at the very least, it doesn't have to be as big as setting your soul on fire. It could be something as simple as, what do I like doing? Oh, I like walking in nature. Okay, I'm going to go for a walk every day. I'm going to go find a spot. Oh, I like plants. All right. Do some research. I'm going to fill my entire room up with plants. Like, whatever it might be, You're good once you're up. You're good, Jaden. You're good once you're up and out of the bed. You are good. You're good. Good talks, y'all. I like these talks about talking about our day-to-day. This is so important, especially with present moment awareness and feeling of fulfillment in life, I'm a night owl. I feel the world has never felt more alive when everyone is asleep. I can't explain it. I don't really sleep often. It's like that's such an interesting point. The moments where I too, like, it's funny because that's basically like the same idea that I feel when you're like up early in the morning and everyone else is asleep. It's the same thing as like at night when everyone else is asleep. There's something about it, And yeah, the nighttime, like, especially night, I mean, some may say like creativity is a lot more like apparent at night, depending on the person. If you like night, like, vibe with it, there could still be a healthy and fun routine within that. You don't even have to call it a routine. You can call it something else. Change the language. Yeah, I feel that on the nighttime. In the meantime, I can't always figure out the me time at home to be creative, I just do a lot of my artwork while watching the kids. Oh, that's a good way to spend your time. Right? Especially while being a substitute. It's like, at least you don't have the responsibility of having to create a lesson plan and things like that. You're mostly there to ensure that the kids are safe. They're doing what they have to do. So that's a great way to spend your time. Because I remember when I was working in the schools, on my lunch breaks and things like that, I was doing a little bit of my own little me time stuff too. So it's really taking advantage of those breaks in between and seeing what you can use with it. Yeah, you feel more creative at night? I know quite a few people who really love that. Yeah, you feel that way too about mornings? Yeah. We got morning, we got night. Yeah, it's just very interesting energies. And yeah, I wonder. In my head, I'm like, I wonder what the research is on that. But you really do agree with creativity being more alive at night? You feel that? Yeah. Wonder what it is. Maybe it's just that feeling. Sometimes at night it feels very cozy. There's this ease. I don't know, in my head. I feel like cozy is a great word to like describe it. But like for me, the rising, like in the morning, it feels so refreshing. It's like I got up and I'm like, there's so much ahead of me. There's so much that, there's a full day. It's a fresh new day of possibility. I'm up, I'm ready. For me, it's like, I like starting my day with a nice exercise routine, working out, moving my body. Like, mornings, they're sacred to me. I have like a time slot for myself. So like, I don't coach before 12 because my rising time is for me. I don't mind coaching like towards the night, like, the end of the day, but like when I rise, I'm taking in everything. I'm taking in the sun. I'm taking in the birds tweeting. I'm taking in the squirrels just running around after, I'm taking it all in. I'm taking it in. Have you ever heard about 3:40 a.m.? I haven't. I don't know if that has to do with, I'm not sure if that has to do with third eye, but I have not heard about 3:40 a.m. I feel like I missed on the day if I miss a morning wake up call. Yeah. It's like when you miss so much of the morning, it's like, oh my God, is my day completely gone? I'm a night owl, but it's not good because I barely get a nap in because I got to get up by 4. Whoa. In order to get ready and then leave for work. Whoa. That is, yeah. I see. You like working at night, but then you have to get up so early. Crazy. The veil between physical and the spirit realm is meant to be at its thinnest at 3 to 5 a.m., I've heard. Okay. Yeah. I feel like that's the same thing I heard. That's why I was like, does it have something to do with your third eye? Like, and that's probably it. The veil between the physical and the spirit. That's so interesting. Because it's like when we talk about time, right? Time is different for everyone across the world, even within the same country, like in the States, like, So I wonder how that works within like the energy of spirit and things like that, which is why some people wake up at those times. Adrian, welcome to Here Now Livestream. I'm gonna look into that. It's pretty cool. The best time to connect with infinite intelligence. What? Guess I'm getting up 3 to 5 a.m. I feel the world settles slightly at night. It all closes in and becomes so personal. That's how I would explain the feeling. The mornings to me seem to be fresh, and the mind seems to demand so much. I appreciate that explanation. It's interesting. Like, that's why I described the night as cozy, because that's how I feel too. It does feel personal, It definitely, it closes in. It feels personal, so it's like cozy. And yes, it's very refreshing. You feel like the mind seems to demand so much. Interesting. Trenzetta, you think it's based on how you're aligned personally and what frequency you're on. Gotcha. I think that has a lot to do with it too. That's interesting how the time is like so. Something to think about. I don't know much about that. I feel like the mornings are calm and personal. That is interesting. Yeah. I think there's a refreshing aspect of the morning. At least for my mind, I don't feel like it's demanding. I definitely find that I sense a lot of opportunity, I would say, when I rise. So maybe that's like what that feels like, for some. But what I feel is lots of opportunity, refreshing. I think the same. There's a personal feeling too with when you're waking up. It does feel personal, and I think that's because like most people are still asleep. It's not really crowded. I'm just a morning person. LOL. Sorry, y'all. Nah, it's all good. I like comparing and contrasting the feelings of the two because it's different. It's like the sun is out and the sun is rising, and when the sun goes down, nighttime, and we have the moon shining, and the energies are different, and Doesn't mean that one is slightly more valued than the other. You know, there's moments when I find myself up all night, and I go to sleep and it's like 6 a.m. You know, the energies are different, definitely different, for sure. For sure. Alrighty. Let's dive into a little breathwork meditation. We can dive back into this conversation too, because we are going to talk about self-doubt, and a lot of that happens, you know, within our day-to-day. So let's do a little breathwork meditation. First of all, thank you all for being here. Here Now Livestream. Thank yourself for being here, for giving yourself the opportunity to be in a space where you can recognize what it means to expand your awareness around what it means to be here now. Because the more we invite presence into our lives, the more life feels fulfilling, joyous. The more we can consciously manifest, the more we can be aware of ourselves, the more we can use the mind to our advantage. The list goes on. So thank yourself for being in this space, and thank yourself for prioritizing presence in whatever way it might be. If you're here, somehow, some way, you have prioritized presence in your life. So be sure to feel that sense of gratitude for the fact that you allowed yourself to do that, you know? I invite you all to join me in meditation and breath work. We've all come from different places. We may have just come from work. We might have been home all day, whatever it might be. Let's allow ourselves to integrate into the space fully, to receive aha moments, realizations, recognitions, whatever it might be. Integrate into the space in this inner body guided meditation and breath work. Find a comfortable position. Preferably, you could be sitting, it can be laying down, as long as it allows you to remain alert and present to the moment, not falling asleep. But comfort. There's a nice balance there. Find a comfortable position. Notice any tension in your body and release it. Follow the natural flow of your breath, the inward flow and the outward flow. And as I guide you throughout this inner body awareness meditation, send your breath and your awareness to each section of the body that I mentioned, and be there fully with that section of your body. Start off with your toes to your heels. Your heels to your knees. Your knees to your hips. Your hips to your chest. Your chest to your shoulders. Your shoulders to your elbows. Elbows to your palms. Palms to your fingertips. Scan your neck to your jaw. Your jaw to your entire face and your head. Bring awareness to your third eye and crown. Take a moment to bring awareness to the entirety of your body. Through your natural inhalation and exhalation, send breath down to your body and be aware of that flow. Awareness is love. Whatever you give awareness to, you give love to. Awareness is life. Whatever you give awareness to, you give life to. Breath is life. When you give awareness to your breath, it allows you to feel more alive. Take a deep breath in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. take this moment to be in observation of your body, any emotions, any thoughts that flow. Be in observation, non-reactivity, and truly feel the effects of this meditation. I'm feeling grateful. Feeling grateful for that meditation. I'm feeling grateful for awareness. The more awareness we bring to our day-to-day, the more we invite in life. You know why? Because we are awareness. We are life. Through doing so, we invite in more of ourselves. The essence of who we are. The depth of who we are. Man, speaking of gratitude, it's time for the gratitude portion of Here Now Livestream. A little plant-based incense, no toxins. All right. If you're interested, do check out the link down below. I'm affiliate partner with them. When you purchase one of these, you support this channel. Barizzle. I don't know why I said that. We're using myrrh today. Pure natural incense. Experience the natural difference. Our incense is made the old-fashioned way, from scratch, with raw ingredients, natural ingredients, which include spices, charcoal, coconut charcoal, wood powders, tree saps, and aromatic oils. Myrrh, upside down. This is myrrh. That's the one we're using. I realized too on the box they have this thing where you could say whether you love it or hate it. That's actually really smart. I can tell you my favorite ones were rose. Rose was my favorite. Rose. I like dragon's blood. Lavender for sure. Naga Champa stands out. I just feel like maybe the other ones may not stand out as much, but they all smell great. Look this up. Let me know. What are you all feeling grateful for today? Gratitude is an important practice for our day-to-day life. When we talk about peaceful living, when we talk about feeling joy and fulfillment, gratitude is that practice. If you're not stating what you're grateful for every day, if you're not truly feeling deep within what you're grateful for every day, it's easy to fall into this feeling of a very mundane, meaningless, purposeless life. It feels very surface. And this is when we get lost in yearning, and we lose sight of this very moment. We lose sight of the fact that life is happening now, and that the way you spend this very moment is a mirror of how you spend any other moment in your life. So if you choose gratitude now, you choose gratitude later. But if you're not choosing gratitude now, it's not going to happen later. You might feel, just a discomfort. So in the chat, let me know what you're feeling grateful for. For me, I think I said it. I'm definitely feeling grateful for awareness. Simultaneously, I'm feeling grateful for collaborative partnerships. Been doing some big things, fun things with Life Thoughts Shared. It's been so fun being in a space of creating and seeing what comes out of that, the infinite possibilities that arise. So I'm definitely grateful for that. Corey Blackwood, welcome back to Here Now Livestream. It's good to see you again. Well, good to see you in the chat again, right? Ronan, I'm grateful for a home to live in. Yes, much gratitude, much gratitude, much gratitude. I do that when I meditate. There's a tree by my house, and then the tree is right on the side of my house. So when I open my eyes, my house is right there, and I look at it and I'm so grateful. Every time I open the door and walk in, I'm like, I have a safe place to live in. I have a roof over my head when it's raining. It's kind of cold outside. Gratitude. Grateful for nothing being everything. Gratitude for nothing being everything. Indeed. Transetta, congratulations, that's big. I think if you were referring to what I was saying, collaborative partnership, thank you. Jashawn, I'm grateful for understanding in nature. Understanding and nature, man. The tree I meditate with every day. Lots of hugs, lots of gratitude. Grateful for nature. It teaches us so much. Understanding, when we understand ourselves, just understand in general, life truly feels like a flow. There's less resistance because we're understanding. We're understanding. Life Thoughts Shared. Grateful for my creativity. Yes, creativity. That's what we came here to create. We are co-creators, master manifestors. You know how much we can create and what we can do with this mind when we give it some TLC, when we let our body sleep and rest. Oh, unstoppable. In this moment, Louie, I'm grateful for the good in the world. My optimism, connection, nature, access to all the things that ensure my survival and the things I enjoy. Beautiful, yes. To your optimism, connection, oh my gosh, yeah. My next payday, I'm buying those sticks. Yeah, buy some sticks. Y'all, I literally take this out with me. Every time I meditate, it just creates such a great environment. That's what I vibe with incense. It just creates that environment. It's calm. It smells good. Stick it right by the tree. It's just nice. It's just nice. Bruh, Morcie, I don't want to hear you talk about it being cold. What do you mean? It gets cold here. Definitely gets cold here. I get it. Some of y'all have it worse. I appreciate your experience. Kudos to you. But I'm not going to lie, I get cold. I definitely get cold. I'm grateful for great spaces online like this. Gives me faith in the future. I feel you on that, Trendzetta. I do. Especially like seeing the vibes in this chat and witnessing how we all have this intention to invite consciousness in our lives, to see ourselves create, grow, transform, to see spaces like this being alive and well. Much gratitude. Morcie, how do you deal with keeping up gratitude when a desire arises? I would say this. I wouldn't villainize the desire. I would notice it. I would say, there goes a desire. For me, desire means I don't have. So I notice it, notice the lack, and recognize what I do have. Often with that desire, there's something that we do actually have within that desire. So for example, this is what I came up in my mind. Let's say you're a musician and you have this desire to like go on tour, right? Well, you can technically do a little something like that right now. Maybe it won't be that right, going on tour, but you can most definitely hold a live stream session and play your music. You can maybe go get a license and play on the street. There's something that can be done to fill that gap and bring you in the moment. Desire is this feeling of not having. It's the illusion of not having and a recognition that you most definitely you have. So that's one aspect of it. That's a great question, Corey. I like that question. Trendzetta, looking forward to being around more like-minded individuals. Yes. Trendzetta, preach. Let's go. Do they sell them in the UK? These are, this is linked down below. I guess the question is, do they send them to the UK? That's a good question. I'm actually not sure. Check the link, Louis, and see if they do. Trendzetta, desire is an impulse or a test, I feel. Yeah. When you look at life in that way and you say, I'm being tested, it shifts you to a new perspective where you're like, I can handle this now. It's a very interesting shift. Like when I feel like there is a challenge, and the reason why I say challenge is because challenges are defined by a challenge because it's our perception of the situation. So when I say it, I was like, when I notice that there is a challenge, I say, I'm being tested. I once said, maybe your relationships with your thoughts and emotions, or the universe, sometimes it feels like a joke sometimes, where it's just like, I passed this test, I got it, then the universe gives it to you again in a different way, and again in a different way, and another way, in a way you didn't expect. And it's like, when you remind yourself it's a test, you're like, all right, I see you, don't worry, I'm passing this test, don't worry. Whatever works for you, it shifts your awareness. Brian Powell, I'm grateful for positivity. Indeed, positivity. Welcome, Brian. Pretty sure I've seen you in the chat, so welcome back. Grateful for positivity. Yes, indeed. That's the energy we need to for our mind and our body to align. Allows us to relax, to be here fully present. Gift yourself with positivity, self-compassion, love. Yes. Here Now Livestream, love, positivity. To everyone who shared your gratitude, thank you. Those were powerful. I felt them all. I feel it. Let's see. We got Gratitude for a home to live in. Gratitude for nothing being everything. Gratitude for understanding in nature. Gratitude for creativity. Gratitude for good in the world, optimism, connection, nature, access to all things that ensure survival, and the things that I enjoy. Gratitude for online spaces like Here Now Livestream. Gratitude for positivity. Gratitude for the yin and the yang. You know. Gratitude for those beautiful counterparts, which most definitely complement each other, you know? Cheers to that, cheers to that, cheers to that. Gratitude. Torch life. Take a moment, everyone. Whatever you said you were grateful for, take this moment for some conscious breaths and really feel that gratitude for what you just stated. Paulo, Ricardo, welcome to Here Now Livestream. How can mindfulness help me with social anxiety? You know what's great is I think that what we're about to discuss here is going to answer that. It's going to come up because it can help in so many ways when we're talking about self-doubt, right? So, today's topic, what I wanted, my intention was to share with y'all the art of self-observation, or the practice of self-observation and self-doubt. And it's one thing to recognize that a big part of us being here is that we're going to feel self-doubt. It's not a matter of trying to escape it, but it's more of a matter of learning how to approach it. Learning how can we approach it? How can we shift our relationship with those ideas, right? One of the beauties about observing the mind is how much awareness we bring to ourselves so that we can notice patterns. A big part with self-doubt, right, or even social anxiety is there's not enough space. And when I say space, I'm talking about the separation between awareness and the thought. So this awareness gets really lost in the thought. It gets lost in the emotion. So then this mind, right, gets totally confused. it starts to believe every thought that comes to mind. The first thought that comes up, oh, I believe it. Oh, I believe it. Rather than inviting in space, inviting in that separation, so you can actually be more curious. So you can question it. You don't need to believe it right away, but you can question it. And often that self-doubt will notice that in meditation, in a meditative state, in non-reactivity towards thoughts and emotions, will recognize the loop. There's a loop. The same thoughts of self-doubt arise. It's the same ones. They haven't changed. If anything, they may have changed in the way they're described, but it's the same one. It's important to recognize that. And when I say recognize, it's like fully see it, fully see it for what it is. Because when you do, you recognize like, hey, that's not truly me, right? I have a couple notes here that I wanted to share with y'all. I don't know, there's different ways that self-doubt can manifest, right? We've got our decision making, procrastination, perfectionism, negative self-talk, social interactions, just like you mentioned, Paolo, fear of failure, lack of confidence, overthinking, right? Self-doubt can manifest in many of those ways. Self-doubt, it can make it difficult for a person to engage in social interactions as they may feel uncertain about their own social skills and ability to connect with others. For Paolo, when it comes to that social anxiety, right, there might be an aspect of you that expects yourself to act a certain way, to look a certain way, to be a certain way, right? And that's what causes that discomfort, because there's this strong expectation along with this feeling that you cannot meet that expectation. So it interferes with you enjoying the moment and being in the moment with others. There might be thoughts in your mind around how someone would react to who you are. And it's a matter of reminding yourself this, and this is something I like to share with myself, right? Paolo, you have nothing to prove to anyone. There's no identity you need to protect. You can allow yourself to be in the moment, right? Release that need to be special. Release the need to stand out. Release the need to satisfy, anyone's idea of you. And often, when you put yourself in some form of social activity often, right, it becomes more comforting, right? It becomes more, I would say comforting, because you're used to it. What happens many times with those feelings of anxiety, they come from the mind making things up. And it just comes from the past. It's that conditioned aspect of the mind. All that needs to happen is just prove that idea wrong, right? Like I said, our mind is not an enemy. It's not a villain. We just have to give it some tender loving care. And what that looks like in many cases is exposing ourselves to new opportunities. And that might just be little by little, putting yourself in a place of comfort when you're surrounded by people. You can go to a park. Most of the time I would say majority of the time, there's friendly people at parks, and some may just say, hey, wherever you can fit that. But, when it comes to that, I would say what's coming to me too is do not, identify with social anxiety, right? It's not something you have. It's an experience. Therefore, it's temporary, right? When you lessen, when you take away and separate, we talked about space, separating from that identity or that label, and simply just notice it as this is what I'm experiencing. It becomes a different approach, and you can truly allow yourself to be. And whatever arises in those moments, right? I would highly recommend meditation, breath work. Meditation, breath work. Because especially in those social situations, following your breath is grounding. And even once, but when you have that consistent practice, especially in spaces where you feel most calm and you feel most, you just feel most calm, utilizing and following your breath immediately puts you in that grounded state no matter where you are. All right. So hope that helped. Cecilia Kakilia, hello. Welcome back to Here Now Livestream. Hi, Morcie. I feel impatient today. Slash face. You know what I have to share with you on that is be okay with it. All right? You feeling impatient? Be okay with it. You feeling overwhelmed? Be okay with it. What do you mean, Morcie? What do you mean be okay with it? Because when you just choose to be okay with it, there's no resistance. You don't need to make yourself feel bad about that. It's a moment. Once you're okay with it, you align in the moment and you ask yourself, hey, what are your expectations? What do you expect this moment to be like? Do you expect, this moment right here that we're all in right now, right? It's just as valuable as any other moment in life. Just as valuable. When we start to develop this idea that this moment is in the way, that's when we start to feel impatient. That's when we start to feel dis-ease and discomfort. First of all, be okay with wherever you are right now. Your feelings are valid. And then after that, ground yourself. Gratitude. We just did a little gratitude, Yeah. Sometimes our mind, it just wants more and more and more. Watch it. That's all you got to do. Watch it. I was meditating today and I felt urgency within myself, like an urgency. And all I did was watch it. I chose to watch it. I was so still watching it. And what you'll find is it fades and what's left is being. Being. Transetta, I felt that. That's not truly me. Yes, it is not truly you. Right? A lot of times these feelings, when we don't know how to, really engage with them. That's what we're learning right now. We're not learning how to escape. We're learning how to engage with it. And many times when we identify with it, it covers up our authentic expression. Right? So it's recognizing it's not truly you. It's not truly you. Corey Blackwood, Morcie, I've recognized that being lost in thought can put me in a dreamlike state and filter things. Yeah, definitely. When you're lost in thought, right? Well, I would say dreamlike state and filter things. I guess that second part, I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I can feel that, like, when you're lost in thought, it can feel like there's a feeling of being out of control, right? Like the thoughts are just coming, right? So the mind is a terrible master, but a great servant. So the moment you recognize you're lost in thought is the moment you're present. That's how simple it is. And I'm sure so many of us here on Here Now Livestream, we've done it before. That's one thing to remind yourself. You've done it before. Like, it's not difficult. If someone told you that meditation is difficult, it's because that's their opinion. Like, that's their experience. There might not have been a true connection or a true purpose with it. And it may have been adopted that, observing the mind is difficult or shifting your relationship with thought is difficult. It is not. It's not. What it takes is a consistent awareness. So the moment you notice you're lost in thought, you're out of it. That was already a practice, right? One conscious breath in, one conscious breath out is a meditation. And the more you feel that you feel that you're there fully, you feel that purpose in that, it expands, right? Old programmings, indeed. Yo, take care of your mind, y'all. How do you take care of the mind? Observe it. Observe those old programs. You don't need to fear them. There's nothing to fear, right? Some may say the only thing to fear is fear itself. But honestly, you don't even need to like fear. Just like watch it. Especially, I'm going to say it again. When you're in a formal meditation and you feel fear arise and you just watch it, right? When you watch it, fear no longer has a label. It only becomes a sensation. So it's just you and the sensation fades. Now you have an opportunity to see the whole moment in a new perspective, an opportunity to shift your relationship with fear, to shift your relationship with self-doubt, to shift your relationship with social anxiety, with impatience, right? Do you recommend apps like Headspace or Balance to meditate? I feel like my head is full of social situations. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you for that. Sure. You know what I would say, Paolo, is what's great to use is guided meditations, especially in the beginning. So Headspace or Balance. I haven't used any of those apps. But if they are apps that include guided meditations, breath work, yeah, use it. And use it every day. Do it daily. These are practices. This is something you do every day. It becomes a part of your lifestyle, and it's beautiful. It's something beautiful to invite in your life. If you feel like it's something I have to do, once again, that is the aspect of the conditioned mind. The aspect of the conditioned mind trying to avoid a certain emotion and escape. But truthfully, when you allow yourself consistently to sit in stillness, you are right there shifting your relationship. So there's a lot less to fear, less to nothing to fear, because you're shifting your relationship. That's what you have to do. It's a shift. That's it. Thank you, Cecilia Kakilia. Thank you, Effortless Ease. To be present with the moment, to recognize and let go. There we go. Effortless ease. Let me tell you, life is a lot more simple than we think it is, right? When I think about that, we talked about SMART goals last session. Stands for, let me see if I remember, specific, measurable. I forgot. All right. SMART goals. Actually, I'm going to look it up. But, a big part of that, of inviting that technique into your life when it comes to anything that you find you'd like to work on or you'd like to master, you realize that a big aspect of it is creating simple steps, simple goals. When you create that habit of simplicity, inviting that amount of simplicity within your life, you recognize that yes, life is actually much more simple than the conditioned aspect of the mind once thought. And you might say, what do you mean conditioned? Conditioned just means like it's something where you're running off of just believing it right away, like reactivity, like if someone said it to you, so it conditioned you to think like that. So now you just believe it. Right? You were conditioned. It came up from growing up, childhood, family, adulthood, whatever it might be, just observing those conditioned aspects of the mind, and just seeing like, oh, hey, that's something I always did, but I don't always have to do that. Right? Like one thing for me is that I noticed that I have perfectionist tendencies. And for me, that just came from, I would say, being an observation of how I felt like I received love growing up. I felt like whenever I achieved something or an accomplishment, that's when I got a lot of attention. And so it made me feel like I had to be perfect at things. And there was other reasons too, but it was as if that reward came when I achieved and accomplished, instead of like just being alive, right? And so that is an aspect of what develops perfectionism, and within that creates self-doubt. When you sit with that enough, right? And you put yourself in opportunities where you can practice giving yourself, being self-compassionate, recognizing, joy in the moment, right? And meditation and breath work, it just continues to go on. When you do that consistently, you shift your relationship with that perfectionism, and you actually use it to your advantage. You actually use it to, it actually might actually work in your favor in terms of how you like to create, where you say, that's not right, but I'm going to keep going, right? So then it doesn't turn into perfectionism. It just turns into, I don't know, some form or way of your creative process, but it no longer hinders you, right? This is all about shifting to make the aspects and the process of the mind work for you and not against you. Once again, the mind is a terrible master, but it's quite a good what's the word again? Servant, right? There we go. By dream, you mean like projection, Corey Blackwood. Projection. Okay. Yeah, when we get lost in thought, we project, right? That's actually what happens too. We're unconscious, right? So when we talk about that aspect of the egoic mind, the egoic mind is just the aspect of the mind. It's completely unconscious. You're unaware, and it's unobserved. That's the simplicity. That's how I like to call it. You don't observe it, and you're unaware, so you're just reactive. When you're aware, though, you recognize like, okay, it's just a conditioned pattern. That's all it is. It's not ego because you invited an awareness. Now it's just a conditioned pattern that you just shift. Whenever you're aware enough, you shift it. Right? When you're lost in thought, that does happen. Once again, same thing, Corey. The moment you're aware of it, like, you're present. The moment you're aware of that projection, you're present. And then you can see, there goes a pattern. I noticed that pattern. And so when the pattern arises again, you can see like, there it goes. You can label it. This is when we use labeling for our advantage rather than labeling as a form of unconscious judgment, right? We label it and we say, there it goes. Like, there goes that urgency. There goes that impatience. There goes that self-doubt. There it goes. Boom. The moment you see it, you create enough space and separateness for you to consciously choose how you'd like to respond, consciously. Louis, I'm grateful for everything that came together for life to be alive in this very moment. Indeed. I really like that moment of gratitude for how everything came together, right? Life is the way the universe works. It's interdependent and interconnected. Everything that's happened, everything that happens within our lives, what we experience, there's a meaning and there's purpose, okay? We were just talking about when we feel like we're being tested, right? There's meaning and there's purpose. And these events happen for the evolution of our consciousness. They're working, right? Even when we go to conscious manifestation, like, things are being put together for us to receive something. Someone, how can I say this? Like, certain events had to happen. Like, these two people had to meet in order for you to receive something, right? It's like these events that don't seem like they relate to each other, right? They have to happen in order for something to materialize and manifest. That's an aspect of reality you don't have to worry about, right? This is when we're talking about being co-creators with the universe. You focus on your present moment. Focus on what is calling you in this moment. You focus on that. Don't worry. Everything else has got your back, right? Because your thoughts, your emotions, right? Those are signals. Signals, right? So gratitude for everything that came together for life, for this moment right here. Yes, for all of us to share this space, to be here, to focus on connectedness with source, and simultaneously being conscious manifestors, simultaneously healing ourselves, remembering who we are. Yes. What apps to use to heal and meditate, Adrian? So I don't use any apps. I can say that I do use, I'm not sure if any of y'all have heard of Meilan, MEI-LAN. Her voice is very angelic, and she puts out a lot of guided meditations. So I would encourage you to check her out. So that's my suggestion, Adrian, and even Paulo, who asked to meditate. She has an app, and it's like $8 a month, and she has a lot. I really love it. Spotify has a couple meditation music. So if you have Spotify, I have not checked if they have guided meditations, but it's like, why wouldn't they? I just looked it up. They got Unblock 7 chakras, emotional healing. I would say in terms of that, like, you can check out this, but you can check out Spotify for that. But in terms of an app, I don't really know. Maybe I'll look for some and see. But yeah, I think apps are helpful. They can help you stay consistent and things like that, probably. I know with the Meilan I have, but yeah, I haven't totally used like apps. I kind of have done it myself. But you guys got it. Check those out. Do a little research. Maybe you guys can let me know what you use. That perfectionism story hit home. You feel me, Corey? You feel me? Yeah. Yeah. What else? We got a couple things here. Yo, negative self-talk. Take care of your mind, y'all. Truthfully. Notice the dialogue within your mind, right? When I say notice, non-reactivity, once again, just being there. Because when you're non-reactive, you don't take it personal, so there's enough separation for you to see. And just notice the dialogue. And when you notice it, you give yourself the opportunity to say, hey, that's not true, right? You give yourself the opportunity to act in a different way. Act. Choose a different thought. Even make a different choice, right? Negative self-talk is huge. I noticed a shift even within myself where it's a combination of how I invited different aspects of consciousness within my life that was very well rounded. So we talked about gratitude, right? Gratitude practice daily. That helps with negative self-talk. You'll notice that the more you practice gratitude, the less you speak to yourself negatively. And the more compassion you have for yourself. I mean, it's so important for you to say, yo, I'm going to give myself a break. Like, I did great. What did y'all do? There's something you did today where you can tell yourself, I did a great job today. Right? This is where, once again, it ties into, if you have an intention or a goal, make sure they're reachable. So that really builds up your self-worth, right? You're creating a strategy. It's like creating a strategy for yourself to feel very comfortable, you know? And the first step is always, right? Present moment awareness, being here now. That's why I share it so often. That's why it's such a big part of what I share, what I teach, what I coach, because it is that's the number one practice you can have for shifting your current state of being, for shifting those old thought patterns, programs. You must notice, and the only way you can notice is in presence. For sure. Let me see. So yeah, positive affirmations. So for anyone who is, so some of y'all were asking about an app. I do have an app. I don't use it for meditation though, but they do have guided meditations. I actually do have something to share. I thought I didn't. This one is called, it's called Third Eye Thoughts. Okay. This is it. You see? Okay, you guys can see it. Good evening, Morcie. And then you see it has this full daily affirmation. So, whoa, that just made it. That was cool. Made it blue. This is $20 yearly fee. So I did pay for it. If you don't want to pay for it, I would say they do have an Instagram page. That's how I found them. They had an Instagram page and I started reading their affirmations and I was like, wow, I feel these. And so I downloaded this and you can set it to where it will send you on your phone notifications for positive affirmations. So when I go on my phone or it opens up, there's always a positive affirmation there. And I'm telling you, it's all about consistency. It's all about day to day. So the presence, and then you'll see that build up. But I want to let you know the reward is in the moment. Reminder, rewards in the moment. It feels great in the moment. And then each day you become more aware of that feeling. And those old thoughts, those negative thought patterns that you once experienced, they might come up in your mental field, but they won't affect you the same. They're like, it's just, I know y'all know what I'm talking about. I know you do. And so this is why you must feed your mind. So I have a recommendation. It's Third Eye Thoughts, called Third Eye Thoughts. And they do have guided meditations in here. They have affirmations, meditation. They have binaural beats while you sleep stories, nature sounds. I mean, clearly I have not really utilized this app as much as they have ASMR. They have sleep music, something called solfeggio. It is, I'm not actually sure what that is. What is solfeggio? I'm going to look that up. Their frequencies. Solfeggio is a use of sol fa syllables to note scale tones. That is solmization. Solfeggio is also known as singing exercise where syllables will be used other than using text. There exist two types of solfeggio, the movable do and the fixed do. It's all about the tones and the frequencies, which are powerful, yo. Sound is the om. That's how the universe started. So yeah, Third Eye Thoughts, y'all. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Cecilia Kakilia, I've watched your videos for 2 years and you help so much with gratitude. I practice it daily. Thank you. You're very welcome. That's so awesome. I'm so grateful you've been watching my videos for 2 years. You know about solfeggio too? Okay. All right. So that means I got to listen to it. Maybe I have and I didn't notice. Maybe I have and I didn't notice. But yeah. I'm realizing I need to use this. Skin rubbing, pottery scratches. This must be ASMR. Tingles from typing. When you invite these things like this into your life, it really, it brings you back to the present moment. So how do I expand on that? It's like out of your mind and even into your body, right? So in the beginning, we did an inner body awareness meditation. When you bring your awareness to your inner body, you're bringing yourself to this grounded presence, right? Going within, it's funny. It's like going within is how you go beyond. But I wouldn't worry about the beyond part. Don't worry about that. Because the mind will start to create this idea of what beyond means. But ultimately, that is it, right? But when you go within enough, it allows you to like be here. And many times this is what helps us, those frequencies, binaural beats, affirmations, right? Ultimately, we're programming our mind in the way we want it to, rather than allowing society, rather than allowing the matrix to program our minds for us, right? This is why this is why I share observe the mind, right? Because there are very subtle ways for our mind to be programmed, and we're not even sure, right? This is nothing to be fearful of, right? It's a knowledge and it's an awareness that you can take your power back, and you don't have to be under the influence of these other thoughts that were put into your mind. So you have this practice of observing the mind. You're taking care of it, positive affirmations, gratitude, solitude, contemplation, journaling, if you like journaling. There's so many ways for us to take care of ourselves, to take care of our mind and our body in alignment. So many ways. You heard of scalar healing? And El Chico, you know what scalar healing is? I actually don't know what that is. Let me look it up. Scalar waves, right? It's like a frequency healing. Scalar energy is said to promote healing in our bodies with the help of subtle frequencies. This energy is generated naturally, but it can also be artificially produced. However, despite many benefits, some people still find the idea of scalar waves for healing hard to grasp. If you're one of those people who want to avail the benefits of scalar therapy, this is information. Scalar energy is also known as scalar fields or Tesla fields due to Nikola Tesla's interest in this particular subject. It has been around for quite a while. No matter what one would call it, the application of this energy is intertwined into both quantum field theory and quantum mechanics. Wow, I'd like to check this out. Scalar energy is formed when two identical frequencies from opposite directions come together and collide. Ooh. Initially, Tesla had planned to use this energy for telecommunications such as radio wave. Okay, I'm learning a lot here. I'm just going in. All right, here, scalar therapy. Hold on. Adrian knows it too? Okay, so we got a couple people here who know it. Corey Blackwood, have you done therapy? Like therapy for myself? Like gone to therapy? Not really. For example, I went to like one session when I was in high school and one session in adulthood. But the funny thing is, like in adulthood, I went to the session and I was like, I could do better than this person. So I didn't go. But it doesn't mean like if anyone here needs to go to therapy, go for it for sure. But personally for me, not really, I would say. So I guess as a short answer, no. It's hidden knowledge. All right, yo, El Chico, thank you. You got sources? Yo, let me know. Maybe we'll make it a topic. I'll learn a little bit more about it and we'll make it a topic. What will be cool is like doing reaction videos, and maybe one of those can be like scalar frequency. I'm coming up with ideas, so that would be fun to do on here since y'all are sharing this. So here's it. What is scalar therapy? Scalar therapy is a form of alternative medicine that uses energy waves or scalar waves for healing and to boost an individual's mood, stamina, and overall health. The materials that are used in this therapy relate to quantum science, quantum energy. In scalar therapy, electromagnetic fields or EMFs are harnessed for healing as well as stress relief. What? I like that. I like that. Scalar therapy utilizes scalar energy frequency that can help you enhance, motivate, protect, and balance your autonomic nervous system, or ANS, as it reduces stress and anxiety. Okay. It is also useful in reducing feelings that are associated with habitual actions, which are negative, and helps in detoxifying cells and promoting relaxation. Y'all, you know, I heard the word relaxation and I was like, what? So yeah, definitely gonna check that out. I feel listening to Egyptian music puts me in a state of peace. Ooh, Egyptian music. I'm not sure if I have consciously heard an Egyptian song. Like, I'm thinking I probably have, but yeah, that's nice, Louis. Ronan Butchanin. There's a cool vid to watch of frequency patterns forming with sand. Ooh, I feel like I've seen that, and that is beautiful. Like, I don't know if that's on the same wave as like water, and like the water forming the same frequencies. That's cool too. Yo, if you want to understand the universe, right? What is it? Look at it in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Yo, vibes. If that is not the truth, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. El Chico, scalar waves go deep. Morcie, like, I don't even talk about this with you because I'll talk for hours. Yo, let's talk about it because I would love to learn about it. I'm hearing this, like, this article that I'm reading, like, I'm into it. That's how I know I like it. Like, sometimes I read things and I'm like, meh, but I just keep going. I'm like, what? You can think of it as recharging a lithium battery, as you may suddenly feel rejuvenated and refreshed. Bro, is this the stuff they don't want us to know? Is this the stuff they don't want us to know? Nikola Tesla had quite a few, how would I say it, discoveries? That's what I know that have been hidden, gone unnoticed. It is easier for our bodies to transfer the benefits of scalar energy to our cells. It's crazy. It's crazy. Jaden, there's something calming about your voice. Have you thought about voice recording audiobooks or anything audio related? Thank you, Jaden. Yes, I have. I actually would my intention is to record more guided meditations. I have, since, Here Now Livestream, doing the guided meditations at the beginning. And then also, like I shared with y'all, I have a group of friends. We wake up early in the rising, 7:15 a.m. For them, it's 6:15. And lately I've been guiding the meditations, and I found such joy in doing it. It feels very calming, and I feel like a flow. So thanks for that. I'll definitely do more. Hey, I'd be cool reading an audiobook. Like, I really like, you guys already know, I like Avatar: The Last Airbender. So, their next book, I might hit them up. Hey, can I record? Can I be on this audiobook? Or, I'm sure there's a whole process. I've seen people work for Amazon and do audiobooks. You literally falling asleep while watching the lives? What? Yo, thank you. It's good to hear. You know what's so funny was like the first time someone told me they liked my voice. It was from a video on YouTube. And no one had ever told that to me, like, in my life. Like, and I started creating YouTube videos, and then people were like, your voice. And I was like, what? My voice? And then it happened more and more. I was like, thanks, guys. Like, I didn't even notice that. So now I'm, like, hearing it more, and I'm like, I guess I could see how that makes sense. El Chico, it's how spells work. So is that what happens with music? When we talk about music? Okay. I understand that. Spells, y'all. I had to look that up, y'all. Listen. Just a definition. I'm a nerd if you guys haven't. A good nerd, you know? Is there a bad nerd? I'm a nerd, y'all. So I like looking up definitions just to get clarity and like see if you know, I just look it up. Like a spell. I guess I see. Writing a name or letters. So no, not that type of spell. What's spell? Magic spell meaning. A form of words used as a magical charm or incantation. A state of enchantment caused by or as if by magic spell. Yeah, those are powerful. That's why, like, affirmations are powerful. It's interesting because, like, I mean, I don't know the exact, you know, I don't know if spells are technically supposed to be unconscious or conscious, but it's almost like when we're constantly affirming to ourselves certain things, it's almost like a spell on ourselves. I'm not sure. Yeah, they passed up on his inventions. He came up with cell phones 100 years before. Crazy. I'm pretty sure I remember something like, I don't know if that has to do with it, but it's like he wanted to create those energy, like the Tesla energy towers. I think that's what it was. And then we would have like free energy, like electricity or things like that. Yeah, they passed up on it because it did not make them money. That's why. It's like, what we can't is the word commodify? Hold on. I'm becoming a nerd right now. Turn into a treat as a commodity. Yeah, it's like, what, we can't use this to make money? Nah, they gotta pay for energy, so we're not doing that. They are peaceful and feel quite ethereal. Nice. Louis, I gotta look up some Egyptian music. I've noticed those who have calming voices are usually artists as creatives in some way. A lot of my artist friends have calming voices. Wow, interesting. I mean, I'd say I consider myself an artist/creative. What have your friendships taught you about yourself? My friendships. Whoa. That is, I guess let's say in a nutshell. What have they taught me about myself? Taught me that I feel like I'm a cool collaborator. Like well, El Chico, maybe you could say it. You can, you know, he's gonna say yes anyway, so I'm not even worried. I'm just kidding. But you see, that's how confident I feel. Like, you know, I like working in small groups, all right? So I'm not like big, I don't like big teams, but like if I'm working with like a group of people and it's like maybe 3 people, 2-3 people, maybe even 4, I feel like I'm great with collaboration. Like I'm a Libra, we're great with partnerships, and throughout my entire life, partnerships, like even just like friendships, it doesn't even have to be romantic, but I've always worked very well with that. It's very, I find joy in that, and it's fun. So I think that's what friendships has taught me in a nutshell. Just Sean, very true. I've been more focused on my language lately. Yeah. Language is everything. That's why y'all hear me. I'm constantly switching between rising and morning. I get conflicted because it's like I concern myself with whether who I'm speaking to will understand, but I'm sure they would. But I switch between rising and morning, but I like to say rising. Something as small as that. But that shift in your language is a perception. And we can even go deep with language, like even how the English language, it inhibits our perception of the universe and reality, because there aren't certain words used to describe aspects of reality that exist. And in other languages that exist, and so we miss out on it simply because we speak English. It's so interesting, just like, there's languages that are like romantic languages and things like that. Like you'll notice, like when you listen to French, it feels so romantic, right? So there's an energy in that. It even describes the culture. Language is everything. Ronan, I mentioned Tartaria to you before. That was a civilization that ran on wireless energy. What? Okay. See, I remember you mentioning Tartaria, but I didn't really know what it was. Wow. That's incredible. Definitely a great collaborator. Thank you, El Chico. Pat myself on the back here. That's why I write on my resume. Great collaborator. Works well in small groups. Now, if the groups get bigger, I'm out. It's too many people. I can't do it. Louis, there is a man who was said to have created a car that ran on water, and he died, and his last words were that they got him. Or engine. Yo. We're all tapping into the universe, and it's just so interesting. This is why, y'all, I continuously say observe your mind. Like whenever you think about an aspect of protection, like awareness is your greatest protection, right? We have different people who come on this planet with different missions. Nikola Tesla with the energy, like Louis with this example of, someone who created a car that ran on water. We all come here for different reasons. And it's like, once you start observing more and you're less reactive, you start to see how certain things are done with this intention to limit us. And that goes deep, okay? That goes deep. I'm also, I mentioned this last live stream, I'm very careful and conscious around how I share it, because I'm not a fan of like fear mongering and if I'm going to share it, I'm going to give you all a solution. And my best solution is observe your thoughts and your mind. Number one, first and foremost. Check your environment, ensure that you are hanging around healthy people, and in the present moment, when you focus on what the present moment calls for, then you're in alignment, right? And so if the present moment calls for, learning about a secret aspect of the universe not the universe, the universe, but also recognizing the injustices that exist within society, then, follow that and ensure that you are grounded. Ensure that you have a meditation and breathwork practice so that when you do step into these spaces, it doesn't become a fear, right? Danger is real, but fear is an illusion. And you don't need to approach danger with fear. You can be grounded enough and present enough to be rational and impartial, okay? So take care of yourself, explorers, all right? Take care. Adrian, I hear Libra and Sagittarius are compatible, and I'm Sagittarius. There's this thing I watch, like Libras get along with a lot of signs. Like, not to say this is very general, but there was this video I watched. This person did research on the signs that chose which signs, and it was funny. Libras got a lot, had high picks on it. Remember, Libras were great with partnership, so You know, I can't tell you there's a sign that I don't really like. And it's not to say like, you know, I can't choose. I'm just saying, you know, indecisiveness is a thing with Libras. But I'm just being honest, y'all. I'm just being honest. Some say grand rising, some say good morning. I definitely say grand rising, right? And there's this another thing that I do too, is I like putting different adjectives in front of rising. So I say beautiful rising. I say beautiful rising a lot. Gosh, what is it? Just play with it. You can put anything in front of rising. However you're feeling rising, right? Whatever. Doesn't matter. Language is concepts. Yes, Corey. Language is concepts. So when we speak a language, we're sharing a concept. That's the thing too, right? When we're using the mind for ourselves, is recognizing like with labels, right? Sometimes a certain label, it hinders the full depth of that object, if this makes sense, right? So it's like something simple. It's like when you see a tree, don't label it a tree. Just see it all for what it is. And then there's a different perception. It's no longer just a tree, because that term tree holds so many ideas and perceptions that you don't see it fully. That's one. But yeah, language. Language represents the culture you're in, the society that you're in. And that's how it shapes how we respond to the world and who we are, you know? Damn. Louis, I told my teacher once about the word rising referring to morning. Yeah. Some of my observations present themselves in my poetry. Very nice. You know what's so interesting? I was looking up, so for example, you guys are going to get like the behind the scenes. Like I named this the art of self-observation. And I was like, can this be an art? Is this an art? Or like, what does that do? And I was looking it up, and it mentioned like, what does it mean? Like the art of something. And it mentioned like anything can really be an art, and it requires observation. Art requires observation. Do I have it here? Yeah, it is. You know, can everything be considered an art? By definition, art is an expression of human creativity. Art needs observation as well as experience to inspire its expressions, because everything doesn't come from any being, so everything is art. Often the things they do without real intent are a masterpiece of art. Yes, indeed. Your observations present themselves in poetry. That's art right there. That's art. Those words have such energy behind them. Indeed. Words, y'all. These are great sessions, y'all. I appreciate y'all's energy. Vibey. Take a moment to follow your breath, conscious inhales and exhales. Take in everything we spoke about, everything we learned. Observe thoughts, observe emotions, observe it all. This is how I feel after meditation. I'm like, yeah, like filled with life, gratitude. This is what it's like. It's a reset. It's a reset. It's a reset. Okay. My favorite tea flavor of the live. I'm giving myself a head massage, y'all. It feels great. Honestly, it's this tea that was like lavender, blueberry, chamomile. Blueberry. That's so good. But I read it's like the flavoring was artificial. So I was a bit disappointed in that. But it was so good. Oh my God. Chai is very good. I like chai. Transetta, you're a Taurus? Yeah, Taurus is like comfort. Comfortable beings. I get y'all on that though. I'm there with it. This is so great, giving myself a head massage. This is self-love right here, guys. Right here. This is gonna be my thumbnail for Here Now Livestream number 16. It's gonna be this one. Cecilia Cacilia, why do we as humans get jealous? Is it because we lack what we see, or is it because we're not being aware? Both. Jealousy, right? There's a lack, right? It's like, I don't have, but that person has. And then you compare. And then it's interesting. This is how I see jealousy, is like, the mind isn't seeing the whole picture. So often when our mind doesn't really fully know something, the conditioned mind, okay? When it doesn't fully know something, it will make up what it doesn't know. So jealousy happens when you don't know the full picture, and then you believe that idea in the mind that was made up. And then it's like that mixture of that with feeling like lack. So it creates this feeling of like discontentment and separation. I always say, like, if ever that feeling comes up, it's just a matter of like, consider what you don't know. Just say like, hey, there's something I don't know. Because often when you understand someone's full story, you're not jealous. In fact, you're probably applauding them. Because like, many times we only see the end. We only see what they have now, but we don't know their full story, And I think that's one thing to consider. Hey, what do I not know? Jaden is a Leo and Louie a Cancer. Hey, we got so many different signs in here. I like the variety. We've got Libras. I'm a Libra. We got a Libra. We got a Sag, a Leo, a Cancer, a Taurus. There we go. I watched a video saying envy and jealousy is pointless. Yeah, it's comparison is the thief of all joy, and that's what happens from it. Now, I would say, like, if it arises within, notice it, right? Because it's not a matter, like, what I always like to do is reduce the feeling of guilt or shame. Because it's like, if you do feel that and then you shame yourself for it, then it creates more ego and it creates more mental energy, and it leads you down like a hardened path of like less likely to be aware, right? And it is, like, I would say envy and jealousy is it's distracting. I would say it distracts you from yourself. But if it's manifesting, right, that means that it's that time for you to go within and ask yourself, like, one, what do I not know? Like what I said, why am I feeling this lack, And yeah, there's definitely a difference with like envy and jealousy. I forgot the exact difference, but it's a little bit of a difference. Yeah. Vibe check, everyone. What's your vibe? How are you feeling? What's the vibe? for me, how do I say it? I liked today how we talked about different concepts like scalar energy and diving into that aspect of energy. So I feel grateful for that. So I guess how to describe my state of being is like lucky comes up. Luck is just when opportunity and preparedness meet. So that's my state of being. Feel lucky. Opportunity and preparedness have met. I feel that jealousy is indicating what it is you desire, allowing you to find where that desire comes from, so you can heal the lack by finding what it is that can heal that lack by alternative means. Louis, wonderful explanation, right? That is the exact way to use what is the emotion that is arising with you, to use it to understand yourself instead of using it to guilt and shame, right? Because anything we feel, there's a validity in it, right? It doesn't mean that it's like, how could I say it? There's a validity in that we are feeling it, and it's coming from an aspect of the conditioned mind. And that's just an opportunity to dive deep, you know? Life thoughts shared, feeling insightful and clear. Yes, see, I think that's the word. I said lucky, insightful. That's what I'm feeling. Like, I feel very insightful. I feel like there's quite a bit of things that I learned and things that I'd like to dive into more. And I feel inspired to do some reaction videos with y'all, or, you know, on the things that we've been talking about. I'm going to see how it works. I'll set it up and we'll have some live stream chats on these things. Just Sean, feeling open and receptive. There we go. Open, receptive. Yes. Cecilia Kakilia, feeling chill and calm. Tuesdays are my Mondays, so I prayed for everyone to have a great week. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Sending you love, Cecilia Kakilia. Sending you love on the rest of your week. Adrian, in that SpongeBob episode, The Algae is Always Greener, shows about Plankton wanted to have Crab's life. Then in the end, he realized he wasn't ready for the stress in that life. Says it's not worth it. That is such, like, I like that explanation, that analogy, right? Sometimes we don't know what we actually need or want. We look at someone's life and we say, I want that, but that's actually not the life for you. There's actually a life that is truly meant for you when you choose to come back within and focus and start being more self-aware, learning about yourself and what you like. That's a great point, Adrian. Yeah. If you find someone else cute or attractive, that cuteness or attractive is also within you, right? Exactly, everything's a mirror. When you find yourself resonating with certain people and inspired by things, you know, even certain words that you hear or messages, you may have heard a message within Here Now Livestream and it resonated with you. It's because that is within you. It's within you. And so you hear it and it's given the chance to arise and express itself. Right? And that can also happen in the opposite way, where it's like there's something that is a shadow within and then it's heard without, and then you feel that like trigger and you're like, right? And so that's the same thing. Like whatever, it's like that quote, whatever you react to in someone else is also within you. So it's so important to be open with yourself, be receptive, and practice non-reactivity. So when these triggers arise, when these feelings arise, we're able to receive the message it's sending us. We're able to receive the information that it's giving us without taking it personally, right? And this is just something that when you're aware enough, you practice, right? So I'm not saying, oh yeah, and the next day you're going to just get it, right? It's like you set that intention and then follow through, right? All right, y'all. I'm feeling ready to hit the hay. Thank you all for being here. Here Now Livestream, yo. I'm talking to some wise, enlightened beings right now. Like, the information we're sharing, healing together, learning together. This space is sacred, and I appreciate it. I want to thank every single one of you for being here in this space, for chatting it up, for sharing new ideas, new thoughts, concepts. Thank you. And also thank yourself for being here. For putting yourself in a space where you can learn and where you can grow, and you can expand your awareness around what it means to be here now, so that each and every day you are inviting fulfillment into your life. Okay, so yeah, I want to send you all so much gratitude. I'm sending you peace, love, and continued presence. Yes. And I'll see you all on Thursday, same time, same place. And yeah, we'll continue. Adrian, save this live, please. It will be saved. The moment I hit end live, it's going straight to my YouTube channel. So it's going to be saved. This was a great live, I must say. So once again, thank you all. Thank you. I'm so grateful for you all. I'm sending you lots of love. Peace, Sean. Thank you for moderating. Thank you, Louie. See you, Adrian. Everyone else in the chat. Much love.